Ratchet strikes again. We have twerking at Lululemon, all because some ridiculous rapper, as trash as Sexy Red. I mean, she might as well just be Sexy Red. She's another one of those types of performers, okay? And she's influencing all these other people, these women, to go into the store and twerk up a storm. That's what's happening. And if you are someone who criticizes the behavior, guess what? Not a shocker. You are a racist. So that's what we're going to talk about today, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of Archie's Briefings. I'm your host, Arshel Branch. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way you never miss an episode. You can support the show by cash apping me at hashtag Arshel Branch. The link is in the YouTube bio. Just scroll up, hit the link, takes you right over to support the show. Like, share the video. Definitely let's get into the comments as well. As I said, you guys, this behavior is just not tolerated. At least it shouldn't be tolerated. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's go ahead and let's take that deep dive together, shall we?
There is something that has been on my heart that I did want to discuss. Discipline is a huge part of being productive, being lucrative. I am not for anything that goes against true productivity, true sovereignty of the individual. The choices that we make are what's going to be up for judgment.
All right, you guys. So as I said, in the open, we are going to talk about the twerking that took place at Lululemon. I can't even tell you. I mean, I saw this video. I was obviously outraged and disgusted by the behavior. Not so much embarrassed because I'm a Black woman. I don't really care about none of that. I'm not tribal. I don't really care. If you're going to look crazy, it's on you. You look ridiculous. I don't care about the whole totality of Black America as it relates to the behavior, okay? I don't include myself in that behavior. Y'all just look crazy. It's you who need to do better. This whole we need to do better. No, yeah, you need to do better. Now, we all saw this video, and yet people are coming out saying that if you're criticizing this behavior, that there's something wrong with you. That if you're a Black person, you're a traitor. If you're a Black woman, you're a race traitor, a gender traitor. If you're a white person, you're just racist. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. We all saw this video. How does a Black person look at this video and think to themselves, oh no, they just doing them. Do you, boo? Do you, boo? As if that kind of mentality isn't the problem. Okay, this is what we classify as hood rat mentality. Okay, this is the hood class here. Now, I don't know, I did talk about this in other episodes. I brought up this book called The Black Bourgeoisie, written by a Black man in the 1960s, okay, by E. Franklin Frazier, where he classifies this type of attitude, this type of behavior as, you know, and I'm quoting, the Negro class. That's what this is. That's what we saw here, okay? Now, I'm going to show you guys that video. Before I go into the twerking video itself, there are a few things that I just want to show, because it's not as if it's only white people who are saying this. Black Americans are obviously saying this with other stores, other brands, why they are saying that they want a level of a standard of behavior to be promoted throughout the community. So when you go into these businesses, you act like you've got some sense. So it's not like it's just white business owners saying this. There are Black-owned business owners who are saying this as well. So without further ado, let me go ahead and let me show you guys. You might have seen this. It's a couple of years ago of a Dallas restaurant owner who happens to be a Black man talking about why he takes issue with this type of behaviors. Let's go ahead and let's start with that clip first, shall we? Okay, guys. So this is the video here. Again, you probably already saw this. This came out a couple of years ago. Okay, so let me just read the top here for you guys. This says, Dallas restaurant owner goes off on female customers for twerking. Get the F out if you can't act right, is pretty much what that says at the top. So without further ado, let's just go ahead. Let's run it so we understand. It's not like it's just white business owners who are saying this.
Right. Somewhere where our people can feel good about ourselves as a culture, okay? Yeah. No, real talk. And so all this twerking and shit, take it to Prime, take it to Pink. Don't bring it here because we're a restaurant. And so beyond that, 75% of my customers are ladies. And I'm on men to show respect for themselves for how they carry themselves here. So how can I tell the men to respect themselves and you guys are twerking on glass here? If you want to do it, get the fuck out my restaurant. Because I did it for our people and I did it for our culture. So don't do it. No, don't do it again. I don't want to hear it. If you don't like it, get out because I don't need your money. I need to provide something for my people. And don't do it again.
I'm gonna leave it there and don't do it again. If you don't like it, get the F out. Okay. I came to provide something for my people, something that right. Exactly. So this whole nonsense that it's only white business owners saying this is just not true. Okay. You have Black Americans out here who own businesses, okay, who carry themselves to a standard of decorum, of class. Okay. We don't want to be ratchet. We don't want to be hood rats. We don't want to be thugs. We don't want to be thoughts. Okay. If you want to celebrate in that behavior, take it to the hood. I'm sure there are plenty of places who have no issue with you twerking in public, have no issue with you twerking in their stores that they sell clothes in. I mean, this is not even a place to do that. And it's not a dance hall. Okay. It's not a club. It's not a dance hall, yet you twerking in the damn stores. But this is not like it's just coming from white Americans. I'm going to come out of this. And kudos to this gentleman, this business owner, for making it clear this is not how we should behave. I'm going to come out of this. Now, you guys, why did I want to show this gentleman? Why did I want to show the Black business owner? Because like this gentleman, you have the founder of Lululemon. I don't believe he's running it anymore, but you have the founder of Lululemon who comes out and pretty much says the exact same thing. Now, he didn't say this just after the Lululemon incident, right? He said this, I believe, either a year ago, possibly a little bit longer, but he was making the point that you don't want certain customers to come into your store, that the brand is trying to be exclusive, trying to provide something that is classy, that is ladylike, that is, gentlemanly, right? That they're trying to produce something and provide something to the marketplace that embraces these types of characteristics. And that if the consumer, a type of consumer, does not have these types of attributes, then you should not be trying to promote to them. Don't have them in the commercials. Don't have them in the ads, right? Do not have women in these outfits in the ad twerking. Like, maybe don't do that. Do not promote that kind of behavior, because that is not the brand in which I created. So I'm going to go ahead, you guys. I'm going to show you what the founder of Lulu had to say about not so much this incident, but just the ignoring or not providing this type of product to a particular type of customers. Let's go ahead and let's run that next clip for you guys, shall we? All right, guys. So this is the clip here, the news clip. You can see at the top, Lululemon founder Chip Wilson faces backlash over diversity and inclusion rant. They called it a rant. He wasn't ranting. He was just being honest. Let's go ahead and let's run this for you.
Lululemon is distancing itself, or trying to right now, from its founder Chip Wilson after controversial comments he made about the company's diversity strategy. Take a listen.
I think through this whole diversity and inclusion thing that they've trying to become like the Gap, everything to everybody. And I think just the definition of a brand is that you're not everything to everybody. You've got to be clear that you don't want certain customers coming in.
To be clear, you don't want certain customers coming in. I've never heard a business person speak that way. That's
okay. You never heard a business person speak that way? Now, I just showed you guys the video of the Black business owner, the Black restaurant owner in Dallas, Texas, saying what this gentleman was saying, what Wilson was saying, that you don't want certain behavior in your store. You don't want a certain type of customer in your store. You want them to have respect, not only for themselves, but also for the brand. So what did Chip Wilson say that wasn't almost exactly what the Dallas restaurant owner was saying, who just happens to be a Black man? They're saying the same thing, although I would say the Black man was more of the ranting type, where Chip Wilson wasn't ranting at all. He was making it clear. A brand is supposed to provide some kind of exclusivity here. It's not for everybody. Now, again, he's not saying anything different than what the Black business owner is saying in context, right? It's all the same thing. We don't want certain behaviors. We don't want certain attitudes. We want a particular type of customer who has respect for themselves, who has some dignity, who has some class, to come into our businesses, buy from us. I don't need your money so desperately that I'm going to sit here and say that this type of behavior is okay. I'm going to come out of this video, you guys. Now, I showed you the business owners. Now I'm going to show you the clip of these women twerking at the store. Okay. But before I get to that, let's just talk about the fact that if we are saying that because you got money, because you have money, that this kind of behavior is okay, this goes back into some of the ideas that I've been sharing in earlier episodes and other episodes. I've said that with Black America, the value does not come from Christ. Our value does not come from our character as being classy, self-respected individuals. No, our value in Black America comes from materialism. It comes from money. All right. That's what matters to Black folk. Okay. That's why the prosperity gospel is doing so well across Black people. Why? Because it's saying that as long as you got money, you're going to go to heaven. As long as you got money, you're going to be respected to other Black Americans. It doesn't matter how you got this money. That's why they don't look at Sexy Red as a problem. That's why they don't look at Jay-Z as a problem. Okay. They're going to sit here and defend bad behavior. Jay-Z is a man who sold drugs to his own mother. Yet we think he's a great man because he's made billions of dollars and he's got a baddie for a wife. We don't look at the fact that he promoted toxic behavior, okay? But that's okay because he has money. As long as you can buy the stuff, why are you criticizing the behavior? As long as they can purchase what they are, as long as they can purchase the goods at the store, what difference does it make if I'm twerking in the store? Okay, you're just a racist. If you think that there's something wrong with my twerking at a clothing store, this is not a club, okay? This is not a dance hall, yet you are twerking at a store. You look crazy, you look ridiculous, and we are going to call you out. If you are a civilized, decent individual who has a standard, okay, respectable standards of behavior, we all saw that video and thought to ourselves, this is trash. This is disrespectful, not only to the individuals who are doing this, but also to the establishment in which you are in. How rude can you think? How rude could you be that you thought that this type of behavior was okay? That you thought because you've got the money to buy the clothing that somehow no one should say anything about your behavior. Our value in Black America, you guys, does not come from Christ, okay? It is not coming from a standard of respectability. No, 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 no. It is coming from how much money you have. I've experienced this myself. Okay. You guys know I had a whole coffee time video talking about this not that long ago, where if you don't have the money like that if you're someone who's financially struggling, that it doesn't matter how much work you might have done to your character, try to better yourself intellectually, spiritually. None of that matters to Black folk. Okay. What matters to the woke, okay, is how much money you have. That's what matters. Okay. What matters to the woke, to the leftist Black individual, is that you look like you've got money. It matters if you have it. Okay. That's where the value comes from. Now, I'm going to pull up the video that we've all seen of these women looking crazy. Okay, let's go ahead and let's pull this up. And frankly, I don't care if Black women want to get up here, comment and say how offensive it is to call a Black woman crazy. No, you're crazy Black women looking ridiculous. You're ratchet. You're crazy and ratchet. Let's run the video, shall we? All right, you guys, here we go. And of course it was Atlanta. Of course it was Atlanta. Yo, it's like, first of all, don't be surprised if your car insurance is high. Like, high risk zone. Businesses, expect your business to have this type of behavior. If you're in Atlanta, you should not be surprised. Okay, let me go ahead and let's just run it, shall we? He got his phone out. Discovery Channel for white people. Oh. That's enough. Did y'all peep? Did y'all see the white man with what looks like could be his wife, his sister? I don't know. They weren't, he had his cell phone out recording them. It's like, right, because it's like watching the Discovery Channel. You're watching animals in their natural habitat, which is not even their natural habitat. They just migrated somewhere into this space where they could be just as disgusting as they possibly could. Okay, it's like watching animals, okay, migrate from one area to the next because they feel like they should be able to do this. Okay, just because I can, just because I think I can, I'm just going to. And that's what you have here. Just absolute ridiculous behavior. I'm not a racist because I think you're behaving like animals. I'm not a racist or a race traitor, okay, because I think this was just disgusting behavior. So because this chick coming out, I don't know her name. I don't care to know her name. I don't care about none of it. She reminds me of Sexy Red. And it's possible I only know her because she was the first. Maybe not. I don't know. But we'll just say that. Maybe she was the first type of kind of performer. I don't care about none of that. What I do care about, however, is that you think that because you have the money to buy these things, which is called a spade, all of these women are probably dealing with a bunch of debt. You're probably about to buy these things with credit cards. You got cars you can't afford, but you out here paying for things that, first of all, look too tight on your behind. That's just the first thing, okay? Just too tight on your behind. That's the first thing. Secondly, you possibly are using a credit card to buy. And even if you are using cash, you think that because you could buy it, that no one can say anything about your behavior. That somehow the founder of this business, of this brand, is wrong when he says we don't want types of behavior at our store. And now you have Lululemon trying to distance themselves from the man who built and created said brand. I'm going to come out of this, you guys. So now you guys, you saw all of that. Now, why did I decide to do a video about this? We've definitely seen a lot of other commentators talk about this, from the Black conservative perspective gentleman to others, right? We've seen a lot of other people talk about this, and they're all saying the same thing that I'm saying. I think the one difference, however, and where I bring my own individual type of commentary into this, is from the financial side of things. The history of Black America where you have what E. Franklin Frazier refers to as the Negro class, what modern civilized Black Americans like myself refer to as the hood rat mentality, the hood class, call it what you want, be offended. I didn't say it. He did, okay? E. Franklin Frazier did. He said it. That we are thinking that as long as you have the money to buy the nice things, that somehow there is nothing wrong with your behavior. That as long as you have the money, that you could act as animalistic and as ratchet and as ghetto as you want. These women are ghetto. These women are ratchet. I do not care how much money you have. I don't care about your credit score. I don't care if you have a nice car. I don't care if you got nice weave. I don't care about none of that. I care about your behavior, okay? I don't care if you think that behaving like a lady is white. This is America. This Western civilization. Act like you have some sense. Be upset about it if you want. Call me a racist. Think me a racist if you want. I do not care. To those who are out here trying to get their lives together, who are not just spending like crazy, even on things that they want, maybe like Lululemon, because they do have nice clothing. They have nice apparel. I do like their stuff. The founder is not wrong when he says he does not want certain customers in his store, because that was no different than what the gentleman, the Black gentleman who owns his restaurant, was saying. If you do not like it, get out. If you do not like what I have to offer, the kind of behavior that I am demanding, the kind of clothing that I am demanding that you wear when you come in, the kind of just behavior. If you cannot meet the standard, do not come in. There is nothing wrong with setting a standard. Okay? There's nothing wrong. Women can have standards for what type of men they want, but the rest of society is not allowed to have a standard. What world do you think you live in? You don't just get to make demands and then not expect something in return. You don't get something for nothing. If you want nice things, meet the standard. If you want to be treated with respect, meet the standard. You do not get to behave this way and then demand graciousness. You don't get to act like animals and then not expect people to question the behavior. You don't get to do that. I don't care how much money you have. I really don't. I don't care what your credit score says. I don't care about none of that. I care that you out here looking like animals. And the white couple that was in there, well, they looking at you the way I look at the Discovery Channel. Beasts in their own habitat, okay? And not even in their own habitat. Beasts migrating to somebody else's habitat, messing with the ecosystem. And we're supposed to sit here and pretend like that is okay. It's not. It shouldn't be tolerated. It's not just that this happened at all and that people are being called racist for disagreeing with the behavior. It's also that Black America has to start evaluating where we get our worth from, where we get our value from, because according to them, we're racist if we say something, because as long as you got the money, according to them, as long as you got the money, doesn't matter how you act. Doesn't matter if you celebrate criminality, It doesn't matter if you celebrate thughood. As long as you have money, this type of behavior is okay. You guys get in the comment section to let me know if you agree with that final analysis on this. I believe that's the case. I completely agree with E. Franklin Frazier. The Black bourgeoisie, the Negro class, hood rat mentality, hood class, call it what you will, call it what you want. I think that's what this is. You guys let me know in the comment sections. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way you never miss an episode. You can support the show by cash apping me at #RShellBranch. The link is in the description of the YouTube bio. Scroll up, hit the link, takes you right over there. Thank you all for watching. Let's not act like that, because that was crazy. That was animalistic, and we are not animals. We are civilized American citizens. Love you guys. God bless. Good night, and Kepla.